Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Aces Field on a Friday night as we are getting ready for high school football action this evening. Back to the friendly confines after a trip to Wayne Trace last Friday that both Brian and I at least would like to forget. Nothing against the hospitality shown to us from the Wayne Trace Athletic Department, but just not the best of outings for the Aces as they put another one in the loss column. So we're back to the friendly confines, and believe it or not, Brian, this is week number 5. We are halfway through the regular season for high school football already. And tonight, the Aces back at home, playing out their welcome mat, hosting the Pilots of Ayersville here tonight. The Aces do come into this game with a regrettable 0-4 record. They are winless so far this season, looking to turn that around and pick up their first win and get a win in the Green Meadows Conference. And it's been a tough year so far for the Ayersville Pilots as well. As a matter of fact, they had to forfeit their game against Edgerton last week because of people out with COVID. So they're back to, at least they have enough players. I don't know if we could say full strength or not, but they have enough players to be able to be here on the field here tonight. So we're going to look forward to a classic clash between two county rivals here this evening as the Hicksville Aces will host the Ayersville Pilots in Friday night high school varsity football. Coming to you live here on HIX-TV. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television. Brian Williams up here in the press box with me, operating the iPad Pro camera. And we're going to bring you all the action here tonight, as hopefully we'll get the Aces back on the winning track this evening. It was a busy day at Hicksville schools today. They had the pep rally at the end of the day today. They announced the homecoming court for 2021. Of course, homecoming 2 weeks from tonight when the Aces will host Edgerton. And I did find out today that they are still planning on doing the parade and all of the pregame festivities. So, well, we'll talk more about that when we do our next live update. And again, if you missed out, our Wednesday live update coming up next week on the 22nd is going to be another special edition as we're going to be on the road at an area business hosting us with some neat stuff to talk about. It'll be a little bit later than usual, too, at 4:30 in the afternoon. I think Brian's going to be the cameraman. Pilots get the kick. And still on his feet. I thought they had him back at about the 35-40-yard line, but no. He'll scamper out near midfield, and that's where the Pilots will set up shop, and they'll begin this offensive series with a 1st and 10 on their own 49-yard line. The Pilots are coached by Chris Dales. Get things set here. Split back beside the quarterback is Owen Berner. Their quarterback is number 5, Jacob Trevino, I believe. Yep. Trevino sends it out to the side. Nice hole. And out to about the 41-yard line of the Aces. Reception made by number 12. That's Isaac Myler. Myler is going to get it down to the 42, as they'll say, where his foot touched, or his knee touched. Langham was the one that got him for the Aces and brought him down. So it'll be 2nd and 2 now. Well, actually, it's more like 2nd and 1. Trevino works out of the shotgun. Quick handoff up the center to number 7. He should have the first down. Berner gets it out to the 40-yard line before he's stopped by the Aces, and that'll be enough to move the chains. Klima made the stop for the Aces, but not before Berner gets first down yardage. Pilots will break huddle and come to the line again. Jacob Trevino puts a man in motion. Ball's loose on the floor, and it's going to be caught by the Aces. Recovered by, I believe that was David Taylor that got in there to grab the ball on the ball for the Aces. They're still kind of fighting for it. And they're going to say no. How could they say no to that? They're going to say that it actually wound up in the possession of number 7, Owen Berner. So it'll remain the Pilots' ball. It'll be 2nd and 14 as they move back to the 44. How could they say that Taylor didn't fall on that? Well, we'll stop. Back to the action on the field. We're not supposed to be partisan. Handoff, forward progress, and a good run. That was Berner who takes it out across the 35-yard line down to about the 34, where it'll be 2nd and about 2, or 3rd and about 2. Well, maybe 3rd and 4. Okay. All right, so ball rests at the Aces 34-yard line. It is 3rd and 4 for the Pilots. Quarterback keeper, and they'll stop him short of the line. It'll be 4th down. Trevino held on to the ball himself and only was able to get about a yard. That'll bring out 4th down and about 3. So decision time for the Pilots. 9:16 to go here in our opening quarter. Not sure what the theme is for the student section this week, but I've seen a lot of camo down there. Ace is trying to wrap him up, but he's going to make the 1st down yardage. Berner got the ball, and they almost had him in the backfield to turn it over on downs, but Berner slipped away and manages to work his way down to about the 28-yard line, where it'll be a 1st down and 10 for the Pilots. Trevino back in the shotgun again. 2 wide receivers out on either side of the line. He's going to put it in the air. It's going to be tipped and incomplete. I think that was Klima that got his paw on that one and knocked it to the turf. Second and 10 now for the Pilots. The incomplete pass will stop the clock with 8 minutes and 23 seconds to go here in quarter number 1. And another bad snap. There's just everything wrong with that play you can think of. Flag thrown. It'll be against the Pilots, and they actually probably lucked out. That'll move them back 5, but that's way better than turning the ball over, which there was a really good chance they would do just that had that play been allowed to proceed. Moves it back to the 33-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and about 15. A lot of sweat bees up here tonight, aren't there, Brian? Too many. Trevino with the snap, rolling back, looking downfield, puts the ball in the air. It's through the hands of his intended receiver and incomplete. And I think that was Ike Iden that had the ball go right through his mitts. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 15. So 3rd and long for the Pilots. Ball at the Aces 33-yard line. Here we go. Dropping back to pass Trevino. Trevino doesn't see the man behind him. Now he does. Now he's running for his life. He rolls out. There's nothing there. Tucks the ball in. Finally puts it into the air, and it's going to be caught. An amazing turn of events as the Pilots literally pull the fat out of the fire at the last minute to make a catch down on the 7-yard line and set up a 1st and 10 for Ayersville. Oh, man. Trevino should have been a dead duck back at about the 40-yard line, but he was able to elude the Aces' pursuers. And so 1st and 10 Ayersville from the Aces' 7-yard line. I should say 1st and goal. Trevino with the snap. Quick handoff, spin move down to the 5. They're going to stand him up about then. His helmet pops off. The ball carrier was Owen Berner. Berner loses his helmet. That means he should have to go to the sideline for a play. As he advances the ball to the 5-yard line, where it'll be 2nd and goal for the Pilots. So Berner, their horse on the ground, will sit out, and they're going to call timeout, and I almost wonder if that's so they can bring Berner back in after the TO. We'll see what happens here. Timeout on the field. It's the first one called by the Pilots as they've got a 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line when we resume action. I want to remind you that our coverage here tonight on the HIX-TV YouTube channel, coming to you live from Aces Field, is brought to you courtesy of the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships right here in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. I want to thank them so very much. And we're glad to have you with us. Again, 2nd live stream today. We had a shorter one earlier at about 2:30 this afternoon from the Red Zone as we brought you the homecoming court announcement assembly from Hicksville Village Schools. That was on our Facebook page. Chris Warner having a good time with that. He had the Steadicam rig. He was able to run around all over the place in the gym there. Pilots will break huddle and come up to the line of scrimmage. Again, it's 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line for Ayersville. Trevino takes the snap. Trevino keeps it himself. Trevino looking to get around the corner. It looks like he's going to make it, and into the end zone he goes. Untouched and standing up. Touchdown, Ayersville. So the Pilots doing a good job of spreading it out, and Trevino got to the point where the Aces just ran out of defenders, and he was able to turn the corner and strut into the end zone to make it 6-0 Ayersville. So get ready to attempt the extra point kick. Trevino is going to be the holder, and the kicker, I believe, is that number 10, Ethan Power? Kick is up and good. It was number 30, Bradley Young. So Young splits the uprights and makes it a 7-0 game. With 7:10 left to go here in our opening quarter, as the Aces will get ready to go on offense for the first time here tonight. Again, the Pilots look like they bounced back. Maybe they benefited from having the week off and letting some of their other players rest up a little bit. They had to forfeit against Edgerton last week. I checked earlier today to make sure that, things had gone all right and that they were actually coming out and we were playing tonight. Because I don't know what Brian and I would have done if they had forfeited this game. I guess we could have done a live stream from out at the 50-yard line. Brian and I could have sung some show tunes or something. You should hear Brian do "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." It's just, Madonna would be proud. 7:10 to go, and the Pilots ready to kick it off to the Aces. We're so glad to be able to bring you football live here tonight here on HIX-TV. Here we go. Pilots put it into the air. It's going to come down, caught by the Aces. That's number 11, making his way out across the 40-yard line. A good return by Kyler Baird, who's back in action here tonight. He was sitting out last week against Wayne Trace, and Baird gets him out to about the 44-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 Aces. So good to see the Aces getting back close to full strength. There still are a few on the sideline tonight. Brody Balzer is still got his arm in a sling. Aaron Klima for the first time tonight. Split backs on either side of him. Takes the snap. Drops back, fakes puts the ball in the air. He's got a man open. It's caught. And down to about the 10-yard line. A nice catch and run. And I think that was Sentel that made the grab, number 9. So that's going to be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. I believe they might be able to get a first down just short of we'll see where they put and it looks like they might be able to get a first down at about the 6-inch line. Klima with the snap. Tosses it aside. Bergman gets upended, and he'll be brought down at the 15, excuse me. That'll be a loss of 5. It'll be 2nd and goal. Back him up to the 15-yard line. As the end-around sweep was sniffed out by the Pilots, and they upended Bergman and put him to the turf at the 15-yard line. Second and goal from the 15 for Aaron Klima and company. Here's the snap. That was actually a direct snap to Bergman, who handed it off to Klima, and Klima went nowhere. So Klima, they're going to be nice, and no, they're not even going to be nice. I thought they were going to give him back to the line of scrimmage, but he lost a couple more. So ball back now at about the 18-yard line, where it'll be 3rd and goal. Aces moving in the wrong direction after the great pass play. They get it down into the red zone. So officially 3rd and 17, they're saying. Klima with the snap. Klima dropping back to throw. Klima looking downfield. Ball in the air and almost picked off. And that'll bring up 4th down. Langham, the intended receiver, but a Pilot jumped in front of him at the last minute, and the Aces lucky they did not get an interception on that play. So 4th down and goal from the 17.5-yard line for the Aces. 5:26 to go. They trail 7-0 in the game. They're going for it. 4-down territory. Even if they don't gain a yard, they'll still turn it over to the Pilots deep in their own end of the field. Klima is going to launch a high arcer, and that'll be incomplete. Knocked away from Bergman in the end zone. So the Aces turn it over on down. So it'll be 1st and 10 Pilots at the Ayersville 17-yard line when play resumes here. As the Aces, with a long strike, took it all the way down to the 10-yard line, but not able to advance beyond that point at all. So ball on they're saying now it's the 18-yard line. So 1st and 10, Pilots on their own 18-yard line. Man in motion for Trevino. Quick handoff up the middle. He's got some running room. That's Owen Berner. Berner is lighting the fires. Berner is cooking with gas as he takes it out to about the 45-yard line. You like that burner cooking with gas? Not too bad. Every now and then I manage to pull out a real gem. So Burner gets him out to the 45-yard line, and the Pilots are all set and ready to go here. Bergman's going to step off the field for the Aces. 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go in our opening quarter. Pilots already up 7-0, and with a strong play out there, first play off of scrimmage, gets it out to the 45-yard line. Another quick handoff, looking to turn the corner, and he does. Stiff arm and out of bounds. That was Ike Iden. Takes it across midfield and jumps out of bounds at about the 44-yard line as the Pilots take it into Aces territory here tonight. .5:02 to go. Trevino working out of the shotgun as he has all night. Pitches it out. That's to Burner, who so far has had a really good night, but this time they dial up Owen's number and they're waiting for him at the 40-yard line, so he'll only get a yard and make it 2nd and 9. Clock will continue rolling with 4:45 to go and counting in quarter number 1. Bill and Brian, glad to have you with us here at Aces Field for week number 5 varsity football action. Coming to you live here on HIX-TV. Glad to have you with us. Dropping back to throw. Trevino looking downfield, puts the ball in the air, caught, and tackled almost immediately, but not before getting out to about the 32-yard line. Not enough for a first down, but that'll make a very manageable third for the Pilots. It'll be 3rd and about 1 as they get down to the 32-yard line. Pilots will head to the line of scrimmage here. Trevino sets his offense. Wide receiver out on either side, 2 on the far side, 1 on the near side towards us. And that'll be back up. That'll back him up 5. All kinds of movement on the offensive line on that particular play. And that'll make a 3rd and 1 into a 3rd and 6. Aces will take it, and that'll back him up to the 36-yard line. Pilots will reset, and we'll get ready to get back in action once again. Trevino, hand off to number 21. That's Blake Houndstein. Houndstein angles towards the sticks, and it looks like he's going to be brought up just a little bit short. Blake Houndstein to make it 3rd and 1 once again. Or make that 4th and 1, excuse me. Forgot which down it was for a minute there. So a 4th and 1 from the Pilots, and I'm going to guess they're going to go for it here at the Aces 32-yard line. Trevino going to keep it himself. Trevino powering forward, got the first down and more. He'll take it inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line, and that's where it'll be 1st and 10 Pilots. They'll stop the clock long enough to move the sticks. So here we go, 1st and 10 Ayersville from the Aces 28-yard line. Trevino, again dropping back, puts the ball in the air. He's got a man. Caught and into the end zone, touchdown. I think that's Iden making the grab. And that'll put the Pilots up now 13-0 with 2:27 to go in our first quarter. As the Pilots will get ready to kick the extra point and see if they can go up by 14. Their kicker again, Bradley Young, wears number 30. The holder is Trevino. Trevino gets the ball down, kick is up and looking good. It is 14-0 Pilots, 2:27 to go here in quarter number 1. As so far it's been all Ayersville here tonight at Aces Field. Hicksville looking to bounce back from an 0-4 start, but so far has not been able to get much going offensively. They started off great with a long strike down the field, down to the 10-yard line of the Pilots. But from that point on, they moved in the opposite direction and wound up turning it over on downs after losing a total of, I think it was 8 yards. The 18-yard line is where they finally coughed it up on downs. So we'll get ready to receive another kickoff here for the Aces with 2:27 to go in our opening quarter. And hopefully they'll be able to get things back on track here. Deep men back, number 24 for the Aces, who is, of course, Brant Langham. And number 11, Kyler Baird, back off of the injured reserve. Bergman, who's usually one of the other deep men on the sideline right now, talking with Coach Lucas Smith. Pilots will get ready to kick it off once again. 2:27 to go in our first quarter. And it's a low hopper, and the Aces are going to fall on it at the 31-yard line. That was Steffel, Caden Steffel, one of the mid-depth guys. Fell on the ball, and it'll be first and 10 for the Aces. They're going to mark it at I'll make it the 32-yard line. 2:26 to go. Hicksville back on offense. Let's see if they can get things revved up here. Klima comes out along with Bergman. And also Gabe Rodriguez wearing number 32. They're the split backs on either side of Klima. Puts Baird in motion, pitches it back to Bergman. Bergman tucks it under and gets back to about the line of scrimmage. Bergman will get back to the 32-yard line where it'll be second and 10 for the Aces. Clock will roll, and we get down to near the 2-minute mark here in quarter number 1. Baird and Langham heading out wide on the far side. Again, Bergman and Rodriguez split backs behind Klima. Klima dropping back, looking to throw. Looking downfield, nothing there. Klima scrambling for his life. He's going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Klima is going to get dropped back at about the 27, 28-yard line. They're going to say 28. So tackle for a loss, and that'll make it third and about 14. Nose of the football right on the 28-yard line as the Aces' offensive woes continue here. Minute and 10 seconds to go, and the clock rolling in quarter number 1. Klima with the snap, dropping back again. Puts the ball in the air, short hop, and no good. Landed about 2 feet in front of Baird, and that'll bring up fourth down. And I'm guessing most likely Bergman dropping back to pump. There looks like there's a flag on the play. And that's going to be, good news. That's against the Pilots. So that will advance the ball and give the Aces a first down as it moves it out to the 43-yard line. So the Aces benefiting from the penalty. I did not see what the call was. I don't believe that the lead official made an indication. but I'm going to guess it was either some kind of a face mask or a hold or roughing the passer or something. It was a 15-yarder. So 1st and 10 for the Aces. Klima rolling out, looking downfield, puts the ball in the air. He's just going to throw it away. There was nothing there for Aaron Klima, so he wisely got rid of the ball rather than take another tackle for a loss. To make it 2nd and 10 for the Aces. As we are going under a minute here with the clock stopped on the incomplete pass. 42 seconds left to go in quarter number 1. Klima again, Bergman and Gabe Rodriguez, split backs on either side of him. Working out of the shotgun. Hard count, nobody bites, 2nd count. Hand off to Rodriguez. Gabe gets back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll be taken down to make it 3rd and 10. So the Aces now with 25 seconds. Well, the clock, we'll see if they get another play off here before the quarter ends. I don't think they're going to do that. It looks like the Aces are going to let time expire and head into the 2nd quarter down 14-0. And we'll resume play with the Aces having a 3rd and 10 on their own 43-yard line. Final 2 seconds tick off. That's the end of the 1st quarter. So we've played the first 12 minutes, and it's been all Ayersville early on as the Pilots lead the Aces tonight here at Aces Field. 14-0. Our score after 1. We'll switch ends of the field, and again, the Aces will have the ball first, or make that 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 from their own 43-yard line when play resumes in quarter number 2. And while we have a little time, we'll take some time to say a big thank you to our football broadcast underwriters making our coverage possible here on Hicksville Community Television. That's the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships right here in Hicksville, Ohio. Hey, if you're in the market for a vehicle, whether you want a brand new one or pre-owned car, truck, van, SUV, doesn't matter. Stop by, check out the great selection they have on the lots at the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships right here in Hicksville, Ohio. Or you can check out the entire dealer inventory online anytime at jimschmidtauto.com. And if you don't see what you're looking for, let the folks at Jim Schmidt know what it is you're interested in. They always do their level best to get you just the car you want and to get you one that will best suit you and your family's transportation needs. It's all about service before, during, and after the sale of the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. So proud to have them as our football broadcast underwriters once again for the 2021 football season. Back into action, 12 minutes on the clock. Aces with the ball, 3rd and 10 on their own 43-yard line. Klima with the snap, dropping back. Puts the ball in the air. He's got a man caught by Bergman. Bergman taken down and a flag thrown. Bergman went down at about the 32-yard line. Flag on the play. And it's going to be pass interference on the defense, and that will be declined. With that, the Aces will get a 1st down. Move the chains, and they'll have 1st and 10 from the Pilots' 32-yard line. Clock rolling, 1:45 to go here in quarter number 2. Rodriguez, the back behind Klima. Klima, high snap, controls it. Gets it away, caught, and brought down at about the 26-yard line, maybe the 25. We'll see where they mark it, 26. That was Steffel making the catch. Caden Steffel makes it a 2nd and 4 for the Aces and advances the ball to the 26-yard line. Klima getting the play from the sideline, and he'll head back to the huddle to share the information with the rest of his offense. Klima, high snap again, drops back. Looking downfield, Klima, nothing there. Klima, desperation throw. And he puts it between a couple of aces and incomplete. So manages to throw it back to the line of scrimmage to avoid the grounding the flag. So makes it 3rd and 4 now for the Aces. So here we go, 10:48 left on the clock. It stopped with the incomplete pass. Klima, ball in the air, caught, bobbled, but hangs on to it. Turns around and gets down near the 16-yard line. Nice catch and run. I think that was Baird that made it, number 11. So Baird moves the chains for the Aces and gets them down to the 16-yard line as for the second time tonight, Hicksville in the red zone. Bergman in motion, high snap for Klima. He's got to get rid of it quick. Caught by Baird. And Baird, nice job inside the 10 down to about the 8-yard line. Well, I think they're going to actually mark him at about the 9. So it'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Aces. $428 in the 50-50 tonight, Brian. Hope you bought a ticket. Klima, ball in the air, caught. Hit almost immediately, but that'll give the Aces a 1st and goal. Baird makes the grab at the 4-yard line, I believe. So once again, the Aces with a 1st and goal, 2nd time tonight. And hopefully this will have a little better outcome than the first time around where they wound up moving backwards. 9.5 minutes to go before halftime, and the Aces looking to draw a little closer into this one, down 14-0 in quarter number 2. Baird in motion. And nothing doing there. Tackle for a loss as again the Aces try to power it up the middle and have absolutely no success. Gabe Rodriguez lost a couple on that one. They get 2nd and 6. So again, split backs behind Klima. 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. Klima pitches it out, and it's loose on the turf, and Bergman's going to have to fall on it back at the 19-yard line. So once again, the Aces get close. They get into the red zone. They get a 1st and goal, and they proceed to move in the opposite direction. And now their 1st and goal from the 4-yard line has become 3rd and goal from the 19. Ouch. Klima, again, launching it. Got a man. Baird catches it. Baird might have got back to near the original line of scrimmage. They're going to say he's out at the 5-yard line where it'll be 4th and goal. And a flag on the play. Nothing happening with the flag, though. So must have been declined. So it'll be 4th and goal from the 5-yard line. Or maybe I was wrong. I thought there was a flag. Brian is saying, nope, I was misinformed. The Aces, 4th and goal from the 5-yard line, and standing around before they take a timeout just before the play clock expires. So the Aces allow a few more seconds to tick off the clock and then call their first time out of the first half. With 7:55 left to go before halftime, the Aces are trailing the Pilots here 14-0 at Aces Field. And when play resumes, it'll be Hicksville's ball. 4th and goal from the 5-yard line. So 5 yards away from maybe cutting the Pilots' lead in half. The Aces not wanting to take any chances. Call the timeout to talk it over and figure out what they want to do, make sure everybody is on the same page. Again, the Aces have just been snake bit so far tonight when they get it into the red zone. They've had 2 first and goals. The first one in the first quarter, they wound up losing 8 yards and turning it over on downs. They went from first and goal from just inside the 10 to turning it over to the Pilots at the 18-yard line. And here, the Aces had a first and goal from the 4 and wound up with a 3rd and goal from the 19 before Baird made a grab to make it 4th and goal from the 5-yard line. So here we go. It's for all the marbles here on this play. The Aces are either going to get some points or they're going to turn it over to the Pilots deep in their end of the field. Klima taking a lot of time here, getting everything set, making sure everything is all ready to go. Here's the snap. Klima pitches it back to Bergman. Bergman then tosses it in the air. It's incomplete, no good. And there's a flag on the play, though, so it may not be over yet. Kyler Baird, the intended receiver, he didn't get it, but a flag is thrown, which might be a little bit of salvation for the Aces here. And it is going to be defensive pass interference on the Pilots. Oh, my. So that'll be half the distance to the goal, but it remains 4th down for the Aces. So the Aces get another crack at it, and now it'll be 4th and goal from the 2.5-yard line with 7:46 to go. So the Aces maybe not out of it yet. Klima hands it off and into the end zone. Touchdown, Aces. So the touchdown makes it 14-6. I'm not sure who carried it in. I thought that it was Bergman, but I'm not sure. A lot of motion there at the line. Man in motion here as the Aces go for 2. And they'll put it up and nothing there. Klima hits the turf. So with the unsuccessful 2-point attempt, the score remains 14-6, but the Aces pull within 8. With 7:40 to go before halftime. And they'll get ready to kick it off. And, of course, the Aces, renowned for their onside kicking. So who knows what's going to happen here. Again, 7:40 to go here in half number 1. We're in the second quarter. 7:40 to go, and the Pilots, visiting from over Ayersville way, have the lead tonight, 14-6. Aces just getting their first points of the night. And they'll get ready to kick it off to Ayersville here shortly. Bill and Brian, glad to have you with us with the live coverage here on HIX-TV. teeing it up and getting ready to put his foot into it is Jackson Bergman. I didn't know whether Scheibel would come out to kick here tonight or not, but not under these circumstances, as it'll be a low hopper and scooped up by the Pilots. Nice return. That was Isaac Myler. Myler gets it out to about the 38-yard line for Ayersville. See where they mark it officially, but it'll be 1st and 10 Pilots with 7 minutes and 35 seconds to go before the half. And, of course, we'll have entertainment at halftime for both the Ayersville Pilots and the Aces Pride marching bands. Looking forward to that. All right, Trevino works out of the shotgun. Puts a man in motion. Hand off to his warhorse number 7, Owen Berner. Berner down to the 40-yard line for a pickup of a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up now for the Pilots. So Pilots getting things set. They are ready to go. 7 minutes left in the half. Man in motion, that's Iden. Iden gets the carry. Iden turns the corner. Iden powers forward for another couple yards, out to about the 42-yard line to make it 3rd and 6 for the Pilots. Keep that clock rolling for Ayersville. It's on their side right now. They lead by 8, 14-6 here in quarter number 2. High snap to Trevino. Trevino gets it under control. Caught midfield down to the 49-yard line by Ike Iden. They're going to say Iden actually touched down at the 50, so they're going to put the football right at midfield, but it'll be enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 Pilots at the 50-yard line. Clock rolling. 6 minutes to go. Halfway through quarter number 2. Pilots break huddle. Ayersville Marching Band begins to slowly make its way down towards its starting position for halftime. Trevino, high snap, hangs on to it himself. Trevino powers straight ahead to about the 47-yard line of the Aces. Gain of about 3. No, they're not going to give him that much. Gain of about 2. They'll say the 48-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and 8 for the Pilots as they keep that clock rolling. Trevino rolling out, looking downfield. Ball in the air. Diving attempt incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. And stop the clock with 5:06 to go in the half. Lights are on here at Aces Field. Kind of a warm night here tonight. A little bit on the muggy side, too. Not bad. I mean, it's not as bad as like Fair Week, but still. Doesn't take much to work up a sweat here tonight. All right, here we go. Pilots back in formation. It's a 3rd and 8 for them. Ball at the 48-yard line of the Aces. Pitch out at the last minute to Berner. Berner gets those legs churning, and he'll get down to about the 45-yard line before they bring him down. Short of the first down. It'll make it 4th and 5 for the Pilots. Maybe 6. 4th and 6, it looks like. As they're going to say, Berner actually went down at the 46-yard line. So gain of 4. And looking to be 4 down territory for the Pilots. Once they get past that halfway point of the field. Nope, they are going to punt it. Well, he didn't drop back very deep for a punt. And that's going to roll way down, and the Pilots are going to down it in the shadow of the goalposts, as they say. It looks like it's going to be Ace's ball, but it's going to be like about the 1 yard line, maybe the 2. Nope. Pilots did a great job. They ran ahead of the Aces and got down there and downed the ball at the 1 yard line. So 4 minutes, 18 seconds to go in the half. The Aces are down by 8, and they're 99 yards away from putting more points on the board here at Aces Field tonight. So Klima's first order of business is going to be getting them out from in the hole that they're in and try to buy them a little bit of breathing room to work with offensively. You have to watch it. You don't want to get sacked in the end zone here. Klima not taking much time at all. Pass caught. And that'll be past the 5 yard line. Looks like maybe the 6 or 7. Bergman made the grab. We'll see where they mark him down officially at the 7 yard line. A pickup of 6 to make it 2nd and 4. So Klima and Bergman do buy them a little breathing space, but they still have a long way to go here. Clock rolling, 3:45 and counting here in the half. Klima airing it out. Oh, that's a dangerous near catch. Bergman got one hand on it, and you always kind of get worried when you see them holding their hand out like that, Brian, and sort of juggling the ball, because all it takes is a defender to grab the football out of their palm and head towards the end zone. So the ball incomplete makes it 3rd and 4 for the Aces. Klima dropping back to throw again. Ball in the air, and he misses. I believe that was Steffel, the intended receiver, not able to get it. Goes through his hands, and that'll bring up 4th down. And this deep in their end zone, I imagine we're going to see a Bergman punt. 3:33 to go, and the Pilots, they're feeling it. Good field position coming up for them just before halftime, leading by 8, 14-6. They'll drop a couple man back deep, and by deep I only mean like about the 38 yard line of the Aces. Looks like their deep men number 12, Isaac Myler. And it'll be a short kick, and Myler will grab it. It's loose on the turf. He scoops it up. Myler picks it up, and he'll get down to about the 20. I think he got inside the 25 yard line before he stepped out of bounds. So Myler, I hope I'm saying his name right. My roster has M-I-L-E-R, which I would think would be Myler. But the field announcer is saying Miller, so I hope it's not a typo. If it is, I apologize. But I'm going to call him Myler. First and 10 from the 25 for the Pilots. 3:26 to go here in quarter number 2. And that one's loose, and the Aces that should be a turnover to the Aces. And I think number 74, that's George Green. Green falling on the football and getting it back for the Aces. And he got some help from Bergman, number 5. Okay. They were all going after it. Like I said, I think Green was the one that came up with it. He and Bergman were both right there. Green was running off the field getting high fives from the coaching staff, so he must have done something right. He got his name on TV, so. Klima, hand off to Bergman. Bergman looking for a hole, trying to find a little room, and that's all he finds is just a little room. Maybe he gets a yard or two, make it 2nd and 8, as they'll advance the ball to the 37-yard line. 3 minutes and counting on the clock here as we move towards halftime. And again, halftime entertainment from the Pilots Marching Band and the Aces Pride here to perform tonight as well. Man in motion, that's Baird. Snap to Klima. Klima rolls back, puts the ball in the air, and broken up. Incomplete. That'll bring up third down. Pass was intended for Sentel, number 9. Incomplete. So 3rd and 8 for the Aces with 2:34 to go in the half. Klima dropping back, ball in the air, and nothing doing. Intended receiver was Bergman, but thrown too far in front of him, so that'll bring up 4th down. And the Aces once again not able to make anything happen and unable to capitalize on the turnover, as their offense just continues to be kind of bogged down. Bergman's going to drop back to punt it away with 2:29 to go in the second quarter as the lights come on in the press box. Woo. They'll get the right personnel out onto the field. Hicksville down by 8, 14-6 here, and they'll blow this one dead. And they're going to move the Aces back. It looks like an illegal formation or procedure call. So back him up 5 more. That'll just give Bergman a little more room to kick it. Get his leg into it a little harder. Long snap, Bergman catches it. This one's got some height on it. It'll come down, caught, and a fair catch at the 37-yard line, it looks like. Iden makes the fair catch, and I think they're going to mark him actually on the 36-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pilots. 2:23 to go before the intermission here tonight. Man in motion, quick handoff up the middle, and a nice hole. Uh-oh, this could be trouble. Breaks free. That's Burner. Burner heading for the sideline, and he'll be taken down about the 15-yard line. Wow. Burner just found a great seam, and he shook off a couple of Aces defenders, and he motors down to the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 Pilots. So if the Aces were hoping to maybe get it into the halftime locker room only down by 8, the Pilots had other ideas. And now Ayersville threatens once again, back in the red zone for the 3rd time tonight. Trevino hangs on to it himself. Trevino slanting forward. Trevino still on his feet. And Trevino inside the 10-yard line. We'll see how close he got to that 1st down marker. It looks like about 4 yards to go. It's a 2nd and 4 for them. Well, they're going to say officially 2nd and 5 as the ball marked down at the 9-yard line. Trevino and Burner, split back beside him, puts a man in motion. Hands it to Burner. Burner Powering forward, spin move, still on his feet. The Aces managed to corral him. They'll bring him down inside the 5, but that should bring up 1st and goal for the Pilots. We'll see where they mark it. Yep, they're going to lay the chains down. It'll be 1st and goal from the 4-yard line for Ayersville. With 1:22 and the clock rolling. So Ayersville's in the prime position. They could punch one in, go up by 15, and leave the Aces hardly any time to work with before halftime. Trevino diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Ayersville. Oh, man. 1:05 left in the half, and Trevino breaks the plane and puts the Pilots up now 20-6, a 14-point lead. The PAT pending. Successful kick here would put Ayersville up by 15 and leave the Aces just a shade over a minute to work with before halftime, which means they'd be coming out in the second half. At least the Aces will get the ball to start the second half. Kick is up and no good. Wide to the right. So it'll stay a 14-point lead, which is good for the Aces. Just 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points to tie it back up. But still, they got a lot of work ahead of them. 1:05 left to go in the half. They'll get the ball back without a lot of time to work with it. So we'll see how the Aces do with their 1-minute drill. But again, at least they will be getting the ball to start the second half. And hopefully they can make a few adjustments in the halftime locker room and come back out here. 14 points is difficult, but not insurmountable. We've seen the Aces come back from larger deficits than that in the past. So the guys in the red jerseys with the black numerals and the white trim will head back out onto the gridiron. Here come the Pilots, visiting in their road whites with the sky blue trousers and numerals. And the black trim, I believe, black and yellow trim. Again, the deep men are Baird and Langham. So here come the Pilots, ready to kick it off. Gets their foot into it. It's a low liner. It rolls, and it goes past Baird. Baird scoops it up way back at the 10-yard line. Baird in a world of trouble now. Baird reverses his field. He might turn something into nothing here. Or nothing into something. Something like that. Gets out to the 30-yard line. And that may not seem that great, but from where he was and the situation he was in, that Baird was able to pick up 20 yards and get back to the 30-yard line, that was quite a run for the young man. So 1st and 10 Aces from their own 30-yard line. They got 54 minutes to work with before halftime. They're down by 14, 20-6. And here we go. See if the Aces are in a bit of a hurry up here or if they're just going to let it play out. Klima drops back, rolls out. Ball in the air. Bergman makes the grab. Bergman out of bounds at the 48-yard line. A nice catch. Good job by Jackson Bergman, too, to get it out of bounds and stop the clock with 46 seconds. So the Aces do not need to burn a timeout. They're actually going to put him at the 48-yard line. And a flag on the play. And it'll be holding against the Aces. So instead of moving the chains, we'll go back 10 yards. The spot of the foul, the 30-yard line, that'll move them all the way back to the 20. Ooh. It'll be 1st and 20 now for the Aces. 46 seconds to go. Klima again puts the ball in the air. It's caught. And that'll get back to about the 25, 26-yard line. Stays in bounds. Clock will continue to roll. And timeout called. As soon as they made the grab and he stayed in bounds, Coach Lucas Smith calls the timeout. That'll be the second one for this first half from the Aces. 37 seconds to go. The Aces have got 74 yards to traverse to get into the end zone. After the penalty, even the nice play only gets them a 2nd and 14 as a pickup of 6 yards. So it's 20-6 Pilots here at Aces Field on this Friday night. Week number 5. So when we get done tonight, we're halfway through the regular season. And so far, the Aces at 0-4. It's not been the best start for 2021. Looking to get back on the winning track here tonight. Only 1-0 in the league, so a win here tonight would even up their league record. .37 seconds to go. Aces back out on the field. They're facing a 2nd and 14 from their own 26-yard line. Klima dropping back, airing it out, and overthrows, and I think it was intercepted, but he was out of bounds. We'll see. Caught by a Pilot, but I think he was about a foot out of bounds on the far side of the field. It'll make it 3rd and 14 for the Aces. Stops the clock at 32. Don't look at me that way, Brian. It's not like you have anywhere else to go. This game could go 4 hours and you wouldn't miss out on anything.
He's delusional.
Yeah. All right, Klima and company with a 3rd and very long 14. Handoff right up the pipe. And out across the 30-yard line. Rodriguez made it out to about the 31-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down. And it should be about 4th and 9. 4th and 8. And the Aces will call their 3rd and final timeout. So another timeout as the Aces burn their last one. Or maybe it was the Pilots. They're saying both the Ayersville Pilots and the Aces have one timeout remaining. I thought it was going to be the or Hicksville. But evidently the Pilots called that timeout. Maybe they're thinking with 4th and long, they want to preserve a little time because if they get the ball back, maybe they can take 1 or 2 shots downfield and maybe add to that 14-point lead. So here come the Aces with a 4th and 9. Ball at their own 32-yard line. Bergman, initially at least, looking like he's dropping back to punt. And again, the Pilots dropping a man back deep. They call the timeout to try to preserve some time to see if they can maybe put some more points on the scoreboard here before the half. Aces really no choice but to punt it away. Bergman gets his foot into it. It's caught at about the 35-yard line. It'll be a fair catch. And that'll be Iden who makes the fair catch. So the Pilots will come back out, and they'll have 18 seconds. So who knows? We may see what kind of an arm Trevino has on him here. See how far downfield he can launch it. See how fast his receivers are. He'll be back in the shotgun. And a timeout for the Aces. The Aces looked like they were having issues getting their defensive personnel set properly. So they'll call their 3rd and final timeout of this first half. So when we get back into action again, it will be 1st and 10 Pilots at the Ayersville 35-yard line. 18 seconds to go, and the Pilots with a 14-point advantage, leading the Aces here tonight 20-6. Our score approaching halftime. I want to say congratulations to all of the Aces named as members of the 2021 homecoming court earlier today. I do not have a list of the names, so I can't run them down for you, but we should be able to do that in the next week or so. And then, of course, homecoming only 2 weeks away. All right, man, where has this season gone? Trevino. And there he goes, a long arm and a diving catch incomplete. 11 seconds, they can try it again. Iden almost had the grab. If he'd have made it, he'd have probably been down right away, but it would have been inside the 30-yard line, and Trevino could have taken a shot at the end zone then. But as it stands right now, he's still got 11 seconds, and he can hurl it deep one more time. Trevino again dropping back. And again, he's launching it, and again, he's got a man. Caught, and they can call timeout. And I believe they have 4 seconds left to go. So the Pilots hurl it down the field. Their receiver makes the grab. They bring him down at the 24-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10, Ayersville. 4 seconds left, and the Pilots had one timeout left. They call it. So they're going to be able to take a crack at the end zone here before halftime. It's gotten kind of quiet over here on the Aces side of the field. Again, we'll keep the live stream going over halftime. We'll disconnect the headset microphones for the sports box and turn on the field microphones so you can enjoy the bands. And Brian and I will be back with all the second half play-by-play. Here come the Pilots. They're up by 14 and looking to maybe add to that. They've got a 1st and 10. From the Aces 24-yard line with 4 seconds left before halftime. This should be the last play of the first half, barring a penalty. Trevino eludes one run and looking down, launches it. Caught, but out of bounds, and the Aces can breathe a sigh of relief because the Pilots literally came within about 12 inches of going up by another touchdown. So we've reached the end of the first half of play here at Aces Field, and our halftime score, it's the visiting Ayersville Pilots leading the Aces 20-6, our halftime score. We're going to take a break, but stay tuned. Brian and I are going to be back, and we're going to have all of the exciting second half play-by-play coming your way right here on HIX-TV.